So the next device is the VTP client. So VTP client is, so again, we've seen the devices. We said we have clients. We have the server. So we have server, transparent, and then we said we have the client modes. Now, assuming we create the device, the VLANs here, and it's sent to this guy. So this guy 10, 20, and 30. What's happening on this guy is that this guy, the client cannot create VLAN. So you cannot do, even if you try to do VLAN 10, enter, we cannot create VLANs on a client. We'll see that in action, don't worry. We cannot also modify any VLAN because the VLANs are not even stored here. They're just being used. It synchronizes VLANs from other places. So maybe we have another server here, which also has 40. It will receive that 40. If you receive some information about VLANs from this guy, receive it and it will update itself to see the latest we have. It can also say that, okay, I've received 40 from this guy because this guy created 40, and then it will pass it on to another device. So it can propagate it. It can also receive it as well. Yeah. And then it can also, so one thing that we will also see is that with VTP, you cannot, on a client, you cannot create VLANs. So basically you cannot do the VLAN 10 and all that, as I mentioned earlier on. So it does not allow you to store the VLANs configuration because it's just using it. It doesn't store that permanently. It stores that in the running config. So it stores that in only the running instance of your device. So when you switch the device off and on again, you have to request for the VLANs again from a server or whoever, or from a client. You don't have to always request it from a server. You can request it from a client. So basically when we say request it, it doesn't mean that it has to be just from you just request it from somebody who is participating. So anybody close to it can say, do you know anything about VLANs? Yes. And it will send it to you again if you turn it on. So that's how VTP works on a client.